What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make a granny. This is part 4, and in this one, we're going to be getting this whole side done, actually. Which means we'll just have the 2 attics left for the final part, presumably, unless I don't know, I take my sweet time with those rooms or something. But, yeah, here it is in all of its, granniness, and with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Alright, so we're gonna continue where we ended off in the last part, which would be this particular room right here. And we're gonna actually do the little side room off of it first, this little secret room, because I just kind of want to get this out of the way because it's a little bit weird. You want to start by getting out the following materials for it. Spruce planks, mud, diorite slabs, deep slate tile slabs, pale oak slabs, polished blackstone slabs, polished blackstone stairs, and a player head. So if you are at this little side here, it's the doorway that's like right next to this wall here. You want to extend the spruce plank for the floor just out by 3, like so. You will extend this in both directions by a singular row. So towards the birch wood there and towards the, I guess, acacia wood that I just broke there. I'm going to pretend I didn't do that. Although that's actually all I need the spruce for, so I'll just fix that. Okay, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I guess I'll get back at the spruce. Extend it towards the birch wood specifically with 3 rows of mud from there. Around where the mud is on the 2 sides you can. Up diagonally out you're going to place just a row of mud. Around where the spruce is, you're going to place diorite. Extend the diorite and mud up by 2 rows per block. And filling in the ceiling where the mud is, you're going to use upside down deep slate tile slabs, and where the diorite diorite blocks are upside down diorite slabs. Just like so. Off the bottom 2 rows of diorite in each block of the diorite, you're going to place upside down pale oak slabs off the inside. On the mud, it'll be this row of 3 here that is, if you're looking at it, has mud to the left and acacia wood to the right. You're going to take the left and right bottom muds and place upside down polished blackstone stairs facing forward on them. Between them, you want an upside down polished blackstone slab. Off the left one, you're placing a player head just slightly at an angle facing right, like so. You will need to coat the tops of these slabs with blocks. I'm going to just head out and do that. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am, for the most part, been working on chapter 3. I don't think you need to coat the mud. I know mud isn't technically a full block, but I don't think you have to, if I remember correctly. I know there was some issue with, I feel like that at some point. Or it might have been the composters I'm thinking of in Badham. I don't know if it was the composters or something entirely unrelated. But anyway. There's one more thing we can do in this room. If you just get rid of everything in your inventory and get out powdered snow buckets, you're just going to block outside of this doorway, place powdered snow. Those are the boxes that are here. You could, like, put them to the side and have them as, what would I even use? Smooth stone, maybe? Or, like, something of that like. Polished andesite would work. Something like a weird gray color. I think smooth stone makes the most sense. But I like the powdered snow because it can stay there and you can also walk through it, which it is a little bit annoying on this one because you have to... Actually, you do want an upside down polished tuff slab at the top of this doorway on the inside here, but that makes it a little bit more annoying to walk through because once you hit the snow, you're going to be crouching for a little bit, which just takes like 5 times the length. But anyway, that is that room done. Heading down a floor, you want to get out the following materials. Spruce planks. Probably spruce stairs and spruce slabs would be nice. I don't know if they're a requirement, but I think they are. I think, well, the stairs are for sure. Slabs might not be. Acacia wood. Stone blocks. Spruce door. Spruce trapdoor. Coarse dirt. And stone slab, maybe? Sure, we'll go with that. And we'll be able to finish, I think, both this room, and we'll start to, like, connect back to that, or we will at this point. So underneath the staircase here, you want to just place stone underneath really all three of these stairs. You want a little gap, just like where this spruce is here, though. This wall of acacia wood, just to the, like, side of the staircase, you want to bring all of them down for the most part. You're going, I believe, 4 further than the, like, front end of the staircase. So if I bring the ones directly from the staircase and also the one behind, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 in front, like so. I'll extend that end row, which should be a row of 2. I'll extend it across, or I guess towards the, like, you know, basement there with 2 rows. Gap of 1, 2 rows, and then I will extend it. If I'm looking towards this wall, I extend this row forward by 5 rows. From there, I'll actually leave a gap of 2, and I'll bring this full wall of acacia wood down by 3. And I can also take the wall to the right and extend it down by 3, which I think should be the full wall. You have the 1 spruce plank, just place 2 acacia wood under that, but I will go the full wall. You might not need all of that, I don't know exactly off the top of my head how much you do need. Floor of this area is spruce planks, a block below the walls. When you have this, like, little 1 block slit here, you want to make sure you go behind it with these 2 rows, but you don't want to go into this slit at all. You want to leave it open. But yeah, you'll go into that doorway by 1, and you'll go under the staircase and everything important. And yeah. Nice. In that doorway here, you want to place a spruce door with the handle facing left. It's going to be a little bit weird to explain, but around this wall, like the walls where you see the spruce above it or where you have a gap here, you want to place upside down spruce stairs just kind of going around it. Now, when you do this, you're just breaking the upside down spruce slabs where the floor is. It shouldn't have anything. There's nothing that, like, is affected by gravity up here, so you should be fine. But you see, I'll go here to this corner, and then I'll move forward. And when I go around this wall here, I'm going to go forward on this side, and I'll just eventually run into that spruce plank there. And actually what I do want to do is, instead of placing a stair here, I do want to make this one a spruce plank, just so that plank there isn't visible. And yeah. We can actually use that plank as well, because 1 block further than it, which should be in line with the other wall, you're going to just place 2 acacia wood extending down. And I'll actually break the voice crack. I'll break this extra row. And you see, if you look from the outside here, that wall is now flat. Cool. Heading back into this room, however, you want to, on the little 2 block wall here, you're going to place, off of the end of it going across, 3 spruce trapdoors off the bottom half of the top row of acacia wood. You can get rid of, I think, your spruce doors and spruce trapdoors and get out stone stairs and spruce signs. And what you want to do is you want to head into this little gap here, and just immediately you're going to place a stone block going towards it. You'll then place a slab, and then you'll go down diagonally out with a stone stair. Then down diagonally out with a block, and then down with a slab. And you should end just before the acacia wood there, which you see is cracked. I'll bring all of these stone down by either 1, 2, or none, so it gives you this kind of right angle. This slab will be the bottom right here, or this will be like the bottom line, I guess. A block below that, I'm going to go directly under the stone and place coarse dirt. And then if I'm looking towards the side of the staircase like this, so essentially like I'm up against the basement wall here looking towards it, it's a little far, but you're going to extend it left by 1, back 1, this is just in each direction, right by 3, and forward by 3, and you'll kind of just fill in this space with coarse dirt. It's not a huge area, but still. Nice. Off each end coarse dirt, you'll place 3 acacia wood extending up, which may or may not connect into something, it just depends. Some situations it will, some it won't. 1, 2, and like over here I can only do 2, but you can't see it anyway because the staircase is blocking it, so don't overthink it. And yeah. The ceiling of this room will be upside down spruce slabs in line with that acacia wood. I don't think you need to seal the top of this. No, you probably will because of this gap. But yeah, I will regardless. And yeah, you want to go under the acacia wood and over the like gap on the outside, but you do want to make sure you leave the gap over the staircase open, because you know it is nice to be able to run up and down the staircase. Before we break out of this room, you want to take the bottom left stone on the staircase, which is this one, and count right by one and just place a spruce sign. There's a little panel you can open that, I think it has an item, I'm not sure. I feel like it should, but anyway. Get rid of, I guess, the spruce sign and get out polished tough slabs, and this is going to basically make sure that everything is right, and it should be. So if you look at the opposite wall of the staircase, well, I guess opposite to the one that the staircase is sitting on, which is this one, it's this long wall right here. You want to take the bottom left acacia wood, count right by one, and you're going to break a doorway. Place an upside down polished tough slab at the top, and you see if you look straight across, you should be in line with that one over there into the basement, which is good. That's perfect. You want to make sure the coarse dirt in the floor gets brought through, and you just kind of want to make a 1x2 pathway. So bring the 2 rows of the walls along, and then the row above the slabs on the ceiling. And then that'll be that loop done, which really, that's like, if you get that one right, obviously there's the one over here we're about to do, which you can head out of this door real quick. This one I think will kind of tell us if everything is correct, because I think that's the last loop, right? Once we get to the underside of the, I guess, courtyard. I don't really think it's a courtyard, but I'm going to call it a courtyard anyway. Something of the like. So where this spruce door is here, you want to place a spruce plank extending out an additional block. I'll go one more just because. And from this point, I'm going to extend these 2 spruce planks if I'm looking at the door left by, I guess, just 1, because we can't actually go 2, and I'll extend them right by 3. This front row of spruce planks, I'll just place 2 acacia wood on top of each one. And then at the, like, I guess short side here, the one where you have the wall you're colliding into, this acacia wood you'll bring up with 2 acacia wood. I will end up, how do I explain this? If you take the 3rd acacia wood over, this one right here, you should have a gap above you instead of a spruce plank, and you'll actually bring the acacia wood there down by 1, and then you can clear your inventory, actually. I still stand here just for a sec, because this will help us for the next measurement. But get out the following. Dark oak doors, spruce planks again, oak stairs, spruce hanging sign, oak wood, spruce trap doors, stone stairs, and stone slabs. I think that'll get the entire next room laid out, but I could be wrong. In this block you're standing on the outside, you're just going to place a dark oak door. The handle should face towards the room we just came from, which is that way. Nice. A block, I want to say 1 block off of it, right? Or 2. It's 1 block off it. The spruce plank on the ceiling closest to it, you want to place a spruce hanging sign off of, which will kind of go across like this. What's nice about hanging signs in this particular state is you can't just walk straight through it. If you did it placing off the wall, actually you still can, but I know this top it has collision where it doesn't here. You see the jump is a little bit more there as it is here. Yeah, that part is collision, but the sign itself does not. I thought that would actually stop you and make you have to crouch, but it doesn't matter either way, I guess. If you want the bar at the top, you can have it. Opposite side, this little 1 block corner, you'll place an upside down oak stair in, just like so. Head out of this dark oak door and look at it from this angle. That looks so weird. And what you want to do is extend the spruce plank for the floor out by 1. And again, we're going to do the same thing where you place the wall on top of this, just because I find that easier. You want to extend it left by 5. In addition, you want to extend it right by 12. Which should end you with the, I guess, in line with the 3rd row of birch, if that particularly is important in any way. Which I guess it isn't. You'll then extend that whole row of spruce planks out, or I guess backwards, or towards you, or whatever. I guess it'd be forward, not backwards, by 10 rows. And you'll just kind of, you can rectangle this off or square it off, whatever, and fill in the middle. Technically, it's not a square, hence why I say rectangle off. But that just doesn't sound right because, squaring it off just is kind of what people say anyway. Like, you could probably imply that to a triangle somehow. Because if you say triangle it off, that just doesn't make sense. But I guess square is kind of used in that context sometimes anyway. To be a verb, right? That's right? I don't know. Like, a lot of that stuff you lose, but you know it's still in the back of your head somewhere. On top of each outer spruce plank, you're placing 3 oak wood just facing upward. Obviously, make sure you leave the doorway open. Don't do that. But you do want the block above it filled in as well. No, I guess it does matter. Never mind. I thought there was, I was thinking there was a 4th one, which would have made it not matter, but there's not. I'm just wrong. Blatantly wrong. And yeah, do we want to do the ceiling immediately? I feel like doing the ceiling immediately doesn't make sense, which is exactly why we're going to do the ceiling immediately. Why did I get stone stairs, by the way? We don't need stone stairs. Using every bit of my brain power. You should have this. You can get rid of those stone stairs because I legitimately don't know why I got them, and get out pale oak fence. And we'll actually do this right now. On both long walls, if you take the side furthest from the door, which is this side, you see it's kind of towards the... Actually, both sides are open, frick. It's more towards the courtyard, I'm calling it. You want to count along the middle row of this wall to the 4th oak wood over, and you're going to break it and replace it with a pale oak fence on both sides. One side will get you covered already, the other side it won't, so, yeah. Yippee, I guess. You can actually get rid of the pale oak fence, because on the other side you can get out dried kelp block and just place off the outside of the fence a dried kelp block, and then I'll get rid of that. And anything else I want to get out? Immediately? Spruce? No, we'll go mud brick walls. I lied. From this point, let's do the ceiling. At the left and right side off of the top row of oak wood, the long walls as I'm calling them, you want to place upside down stone slabs off of them, which I guess they are the longer walls, so that would make sense. On top of each row of slabs, again, you want to make sure you have a row of blocks just to make sure the lighting works. And then in from those upside down slabs, you want, or up diagonally in from them, you want stone blocks, which also could just be off the inside of those placeholders. And then you'll go in with upside down stone slabs with your light coverers on top, and then it'll be up diagonally in from the slabs with blocks, or just in from the placeholders, and then upside down slabs in the middle. And that'll give you a roof. This is the only roof with a shape, which, okay, I guess the top attic room with the spider has a little bit of it, but it's not quite it. Like, it's just the edges are curved, but the top is flat. This one is actually entirely slanted. Or, I guess not curved, slanted. The top rows of oak, or top, rows of the wall where you would have the sides of the peaks here, you want to fill in with oak wood facing sideways this time. The texture changes, so, yep, that's why I did that. There's always a reason. So you don't realize it with building, but a lot of the time, every little thing like that, actually, you need a reason for, have a reason for, generally. If you're looking the way that I'm looking, you want to direct your attention to the dark oak door on the left here. From the oak wood behind it, you're going to go right with 2 rows of mud brick walls that are too tall. The bottom right mud brick wall specifically, you will extend back by 4. You can then get rid of your mud brick walls and get out spruce slabs. I just wanted to get that out of the way. We're actually going to do something on the ceiling, though, now. From the open wall, or the wall with the, I guess, pale oak fences near them, little windows, you're going to leave 2 blocks off of the wall, and on the middle row of upside down stone slabs, you're connecting them across with more upside down stone slabs like so. You're then leaving gaps of 3 moving across the room and just continuing to do these rows until you physically can't anymore, which you should have 4 of them. From this point, taking the doorway again, you're going to take the second oak wood in front and extend this one over with 3, I think it was? Yeah, 3 oak wood, gap of 1 oak wood. You'll connect this one into the front wall, and in addition, extend it back with a dark oak door. Handle should face backwards. And then 4 oak wood. Yeah, extend the back oak wood all the way to the right, and it should kind of seal off everything. And then you'll extend each oak wood up by 1, which will make your walls taller. Where you have this gap here, which would lead into this little part right here, you want to place an opposite on spruce slab at the top. And then on top of every oak wood, spruce slab or dark oak door, you want to place spruce trap doors. You can't on the very end ones on the, like, left and right sides. Just ignore that. It's fine. You're going to have to live with that one. Because I didn't have a solution. So... you can clear your inventory, yeah. And we're going to get out the following. Oak stairs, again, we're going to need a couple of the materials again, so it's unfortunate, but whatever. Oak slabs. Structure voids, which I'll give you the command for in a second if I remember. I should, hopefully. Oak signs. Acacia wood. Stone pressure plates. Polished blackstone pressure plates. Spruce trap doors. And a note block? Sure. So the structure void command is /give at structure _ void. I don't think we've used them yet. If I remember correctly. Where you have this spruce slab here, just below it, you want to place a structure void. Off the side of both of them, you're going to place oak signs, both the structure void and the upside down slab. Oh, I should have gotten the painting. That's fine. You want to crouch through this gap here if you can, and you want to look to the right immediately, and in this very corner, you're placing an acacia wood with a stone pressure plate on top. You can see where that's positioned. Head through the dark oak door here, just kind of on the other side of that, and if you immediately turn to your left in this area, you're going to want to... along this row of 4 on the left and right, place upside down oak stairs facing towards each other. In between them, upside down oak slabs. I'd recommend pocketing your structure voids into your inventory and getting rid of, I guess, the oak signs, and getting out a painting and a... which one is it? Hold on, I forget. I think it's the... for this one, yeah, waxed oxidized copper grade. Which technically doesn't have to be waxed. I just always get waxed because it's good to get in that habit. Because if you have tick speed on and you don't get the wax version, you'll have it change. I've had that happen on me a couple times. Flashback to neighbor case when that happened on a stream. Anyway, on the wall outside of this room, you want to take this row of 4, and it should be, you see this side here. And the middle 2, you want to place a 2x1 painting off of, like so. I actually have it as that one, which is kind of funny. But, yeah. You'll follow this wall around, and in this very corner here, you're placing an acacia wood with the stone pressure plate on top. Continue following along, and in this corner, you're placing a note block with a waxed oxidized copper grate on top. That's a little crow cage. I swear she has a pet crow and a pet spider, but, like, no dog or anything. Well, I mean, I guess spider is fair enough. But, I don't know, the combination of them feels weird to me. I guess they are both normal, but, well, not crows specifically, but birds in general. I guess parrots mainly. Continue tracing that one across into the opposite corner here, and you're going to place 2 acacia wood extending back towards the bird cage like so. On top of the right one, you're placing a polished blackstone pressure plate, and off of the front of the right one, you're placing a spruce trap door open up against it. On the left one, you're placing a spruce trap door opened up against the wall against it like so, which makes it look open. There is, I believe, one more thing to do here, which, yeah, before we have to go down. And you can clear your inventory, and you just need stone brick stairs and stone brick walls. And in the direct center on this wall, you're going to place an upside down stone brick stair facing out here. You'll connect it up into the ceiling with stone brick walls. I actually have this stone slab here broken and having a stone brick wall in its place. You see, if you have a placeholder here like that, you might want to make it stone. I kind of forgot about that being like that, but can I reach it from in here? I should be able to. Come on. There we go. Had to be precise. Cool. We're gonna do the... Oh, we don't even have the hole yet. We're gonna do the sponge room down here, or I guess the set of rooms, and that might be the end of the part, depending on how long that takes. And then, would it just be the attic left? I think so, or the attics. And that'll be one part. Wow, okay, I might finish this today. That's crazy. You want to get out the following. Spruce slabs. Spruce planks. Spruce stairs. Spruce trap doors. Wet sponges. Moss blocks. Iron door. Dark oak fence gate. And bamboo slabs. And I think that's everything we'll need for now. So first off, in this little hole, or where there is no hole, rather, in between the mud brick walls here, you see where I am. You want to break just kind of this gap in the center of all of them, along with one more out on the, like, I guess, near side, like so. In that closest gap, you're placing a spruce slab, and then from it, you're going to go down diagonally back with a spruce stair. I'm just going to place blocks under if I need to. Then down diagonally forward with a plank. Forward with a slab, and then down diagonally forward with a stair. An optional thing you can do is fill in the underside of the staircase with spruce planks. You at least need the back row, but I'm going to do all of it. If you just walked down the staircase, you're going to take the left side of it, and you're going to coat it in spruce trapdoors as we've done before. You're taking this row of spruce planks here, every single block, including this row of planks underneath the original slab. And you want to just, again, place spruce trapdoors. And it should be 5 by 3, I believe. Yeah, should be 5 by 3 of them, like so. Underneath this in the floor, I'm going to place a row of moss blocks, which I'm going to extend if I'm looking, or if I'm, like, on the staircase again, just heading down it, I'm going to place a row to the right. We'll do this way again. You'll bring it towards the, or forward from the staircase, which would be backward from the way we're facing with 6 moss. Again, I'm just going to fill in particularly whatever. Behind the staircase, you're also doing 6. And then off of the left, which is the side with the trap doors, you're placing 7. And again, you're connecting all the moss blocks together and just creating a giant rectangle, which you're filling in with moss. This area is a little bit waterlogged. I don't have it like that in the game. I just use moss because that's kind of the texture. It's almost like algae looking. You could, if you wanted, make a slab floor and do it that way. I don't feel like that would be particularly ideal, but it's a thing that you can do. So, or you could even use, like, trap doors for this layer, which are waterlogged, and having the moss under that. That just wouldn't, I don't think, work well. It'd have to be a see-through trapdoor, and then that just gets complicated for other reasons, but if you want to try to play with it, you can. I actually have the walls wet sponges, which I thought looked better, but they are dripping, which definitely adds to it. But anyway, off the outer row of moss, speaking of which, you're placing 3 wet sponges on each moss, which will seal off this main room. That sound is so unpleasant. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, there's no scale on 1 to 10. It's just unpleasant. Kind of shocked, like, how quick this was, though. But I'll take it, honestly. I got no complaints. Nice, you should have this. So, from the bottom of the staircase, if you just trace it all the way to the end here, you want to take the middle row of wet sponges, and from this first block, you're counting left by 2, breaking this one and replacing it with a dark oak fence gate. You're then counting left an additional 2, and off the bottom block here, you're placing 2 wet sponges extending out. Then an iron door that is on the, right half of the block facing towards that wall with the handle. And then you're going to place 7 more wet sponges. That frontmost one you'll connect left by 2. And extend each wet sponge up by 2, except for this middle one right here on this row of 3. You want to just, like, leave the block above it open. So essentially you want to, like, create a 1-block hole like so. But the rest is just getting brought up, along with the door up with a singular sponge that is wet. That's such an unpleasant sentence. Get rid of your iron door and get out scaffolding, and in that 1-block gap, place a scaffolding. You should be able to fly through that later when we need to get in there, but if you can't, we can just break through the door or something. It's not a huge deal. Behind the staircase, you should have 5 blocks. The middle row in particular, you're going to break the bottom two of, and you'll place an upside down bamboo slab at the top. You're going to... Let's do it this way instead. Instead of, like, connecting it or bringing it back, we're going to actually head back here, and where you have the oak trap door, which will lead into the courtyard, you should be able to find it. It's right here, if you need it in the courtyard as well, if you didn't place it earlier. If you head to the underside of it, as you're, like, still walking in this direction, you look at it, and just behind it, you're placing a wet sponge along with to the right of it. Now, connect them on the inner corner, just because. I'll extend the wet sponge behind it left by 3, and the one to the right of it forward by 5. I'll connect these together at a point, which will, just give you a giant rectangle. And it should be a 5 by 3 room. And you see if you bring each wet sponge down by 2... Well, that's not the seeing yet. We'll get to the seeing in a second, I swear. But you can essentially head back to the other room. And where this bamboo slab is here, you can actually just break the wet sponges that you should be able to reach from here on the other side. And just join the wet sponges on the left, top, and right. Like so. And then bring the moss with the, or for the floor, just like into this room, and obviously fill in the floor. And you see it should connect perfectly. You have this row, we'll worry about that in a sec. But on this on this side of the room, you're placing an upside down bamboo slab at the top. And yeah. Clear your inventory and just get out rooted dirt for a second and fill in this one gap of the ceiling here. It's one row of the ceiling in with rooted dirt. And yeah, this is something the original did not do. It didn't line up. I wasn't even close, and I was like, well, too bad, and gave up. So I don't remember what I did specifically, but I remember it didn't line up to some capacity. Embarrassing, honestly, but I'm good enough. I didn't even have to change anything. For any of the loops, I don't think there was a single room I ended up needing to change or alter. It just all worked for me, which was great. But yeah, if you want to find a way into this room here, this little 2-block room, I'm just going to electrify through the scaffolding, and then I'm inside. Although if you want to break through the door or whatever, you can. Get out the following. Spruce stairs. Spruce slabs. Item frame. Spruce sign. Pale oak planks. Pale oak fence. And skeleton skull. So, first off, if you, were to head, or if you want to head to the door of the room, whatever, and you're going to look directly across from it, and on this particular block, you're going to place an upside down spruce stair facing right. Extend it right with an upside down slab, and then an upside down stair facing left. Above this corner upside down stair, you're going to place an item frame on the wall. This is the, freeze disc, I think it is. Or it's like the freeze trap, I guess is what it's called. It always stays here. None of the other items are set. Well, there might be one or two that are, but this one is for sure always here, because I had it both times that I noticed, or came down here, rather. If you take the iron door here, you want to, off the top half of it, count over by a block, which is to the right if you're looking at it and you're placing a spruce sign here. Fly over to the scaffolding, and on the second row over, you're going to break both moss blocks and replace them with pale oak planks. If you're looking back towards that side of the room, off the left one, you're placing a pale oak fence on top, and then a skeleton skull facing to the right on top. You could do some weird thing with armor stands, but I just didn't. So this is my skeleton. I know he's bad, but leave me alone. Let me struggle building my armor stands in peace, or my skeletons in peace. So there's one more section we have to do here. Do I understand it? No, I don't know what it is, but it's where this dark oak fence gate is here. The other one you notice we didn't actually have anything for, but this one has an entire section around it. So get out the following materials. I kind of had the inference for a lot of this. Acacia wood, mud, spruce planks, spruce slabs, oak wood, and black concrete. And if you head through this fence gate again, I'm going to open and electrify through it. Look towards the wall, and you want to take the wet sponge below it and place an acacia wood off of it that faces left to right, like so. Extend it left by, we're going to say 3. And right by also 3. Extend the, what do we call it? The rightmost 5 rows of acacia wood back by 5 rows, which are sideways rows. I'm going to just place a row there. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the left 2 blocks here, you'll just bring back with a singular row of acacia wood. The row of spruce planks from the floor above you that is here that sticks out, you actually want to break it. The ceiling here is 3 tall, so just get rid of that row. Off of the furthest left acacia wood, I guess both of these, you'll place 3 black concrete on top of either. And on every single other outer one, you're just going to place a singular mud for now. And it should kind of give you this almost, this like U shape with a little bit of a fancy addition on the one side. Where that block of mud goes out, if you take this corner and extend it right, or go to the right, you'll place a mud, gap of 1, mud. And extend each mud block up with 2 spruce planks. And then you want to connect the top spruce together over this doorway. In addition, place an opposite on spruce slab at the top. And then fill in the full ceiling, at least at the 3x3 in with sideways oak wood, just so it matches the other part, because the other part should be filled in. And find your way back in, and it should look like this. I'm guessing this is a reference to one of the other games. I'm guessing it's like Slendrina or something. I don't know. But that's kind of what I have. You can see more in the game. Like, you can see a little bit further, I think, that way. But just because of the way that I have the angles, I couldn't do it properly. But, yeah, I'm gonna go outside before I... Touching grass, yes. I'm gonna go outside before I actually officially say that this is the end, because I just want to see how much we have left. Yeah, no, it's just the 2 attics and a little bit of a thing here, so... More than that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Granny Chapter 1 part, whatever this is, complete. It's like 5, maybe? I don't actually know. I'll know if... Or I would have said it in the intro, whatever it is. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, we're honestly making very good progress here. I was planning on not doing this for a between segment of Chapter 2, but I feel like at this point, like, 7 parts max, based on my lack of knowing the number right now, like, no, it wouldn't happen. Or, it's too easy. It's a perfect length, I think, for it. But anyway, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day. Or night. I'm glad I checked that. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.